Hello everyone, welcome to Gosport Railworks. My name is James and today we're doing another ready to run product review. This time we're looking at the Bachmann N-Scale Gordon, Gordon the big engine. And here he is in his lovely blue livery. But first of all, let's get all the boring stuff out of the way. So I'll just pop you there. So the product code is, let me just have a look. It is 58796, and it's Gordon the Express engine, which is not what it says on the Wikipedia, but not the Thomas Wiki. And yeah, here he is. Inside the box, you have the usual boring stuff. We had the exploding diagram, which is an exploding diagram. And we have the 1 year limited warranty for Bachmann locomotives, but this is only for products purchased in the US or Canada, so it doesn't really apply here. But I think the usual UK buyer's warranty does apply. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. And yeah, we don't read that, and we won't read that, though. I will keep that because it does have some interesting things on it. But here we have Gordon. And yeah, he does pretty much look the part. He does look like the character of Gordon from Thomas the Tank. And yeah, it's quite a weighty locomotive. So let me just get the scales. And see how heavy he weighs. He is a fairly large engine, so I will need that. So he weighs, you're on there, up you're on there. He is 64 grams, which isn't too bad. He's just under 3 Mark 1 coaches. I'll pop you there. Yeah. Let's see what he's like. Well, delivery, well, is lovely light blue with red lining. And it does pretty much look like the character. The drawbar is just a basic drawbar, so nothing there. Pickups are only these drive wheels here, because the trailing wheel won't pick up and the front trailing wheel won't do anything. And it's pretty much like their usual trailing wheel of other engines, so it's a bit fiddly. Yeah, I've had them running round just to test them out, and yeah, it pretty much runs. So let's have a look at the exploded diagram just to see what we've got inside. But it looks like we do have a flywheel inside. It's roughly about here, if I'm guessing right. And let's see what else we've got. That is the interesting bit. Inside the tender, there's a speaker, which is very, very interesting. So you might be able to wire them up to do some sound, because there is some holes at the bottom of the tender, but the front of the tender, so you can run some wires there. And there is also some holes for the front here, so you can get power across. I'm assuming it's just for the speaker. But yeah, this drawbar is a bit it's very fiddly. Not all that keen on it. I'd rather something a bit more substantial and a bit more solid, and not flapping around everywhere, because that's going to really annoy me. Let's see. He does have NEM pockets, so it's front, rear NEM pockets and front NEM pockets. Just be able to pick up power. Actually, that doesn't look like it. The rear wheels would be able to pick up power. So even when you wire this up for sound, there's only going to be, power coming off the drive wheels here. The lining is quite clear, and so is the tampo printing. That's quite neat and tidy. Detailing is basic, because it is a Thomas the Tank character. Coal is, well, it's basic and it does the job. You'll probably be able to remove it and add some real coal, but then it may look a bit off compared to the rest of the cartoony looking character. And I can't see any other major detailing. I do have the lamp brackets here, but I doubt you'll be able to put too much on. Actually, you might be able to put some no, some signal routing on the front there. Let's have a vacuum pipe there, or something looking like a vacuum pipe. And yes, one on the back as well. So yeah, very basic detailing, but it does at least represent a vague version of a linear. I think it's maybe an A0 locomotive, which is a prototype of the A1, if I'm vaguely remembering correctly. But yes, and no, there's no glazing, so but nothing to go wrong with that. Anyway, let's get him onto the turntable and tell you a bit more about the character, and I'll get him onto my layout and show you him pulling around my usual test rig of 8 Mark 1 coaches. So I'll see you in a bit. Gordon is a big blue tender engine who lives and works on the island of Sodor and is the North Western Railway's number 4 engine and is also the Flying Scotsman's only surviving brother. Gordon was built at Doncaster in 1920 to 1921 as an experimental prototype for Sir Nigel Gresley's A1 Pacific design for the Great Northern Railway. The design had faults which needed correction, so Gordon was kept hush-hush and apart from test runs was never put into regular traffic or signed a Great Northern number. He was used experimentally until all defects had been cured and the first batch of Pacifics had appeared in 1922 to 1923. In 1922, therefore, Gordon was no longer needed and was sold to the North Western Railway together with a spare boiler and firebox. Gordon's important position as the engine who pulls the express has made him proud, pompous, arrogant, stubborn, prideful and self-important, with a good reason too, as he is the fastest steam engine on the Sodor. He is extremely proud of this and is inclined to boast, but despite his pompousness, he is good-hearted, always willing to forgive, and uses his superior strength to help smaller engines out of trouble. Owing to various problems, Gordon was rebuilt in 1939 at Crewe. Sir Topham Hatt and Sir William Stanier worked together to rectify these problems. Everything under the running board is of Stanier's design, while the running board itself was that of Sir Topham Hatt's. His middle piston and a conjuncted valve gear were removed, and his 8-wheel tender was replaced with a Fowler tender. Right, here we are with Gordon now on my bottom board layout, and he does look quite splendid there with his light blue livery. Yeah, very nice there. And I have got my test rig of 8 Mark 1 coaches ready to do the haulage test, but yeah, let's see how he runs on his own. I do have to mention that he is only DC because that's how he is built. If you want to add a DCC decoder, you have to add one yourself manually. Probably be able to hide one inside the tender if you so want to, because there is a wire space for a wire connection anyway, if you don't want to use the sound speaker in here. Also, do have to mention my track has been cleaned, but after a quick test run, he still doesn't seem to be playing along. But let's see how well he runs on camera. So let's do the slow speed. Ooh, come on. Try and slow him down as much as I can. No. Back forward. I'm going to say it's probably the best I can do at the moment. It's a reasonable slow speed, but it's not a super cruel. Yeah, it's not the best, but again, it's not the worst. It could be, again, due to my track, it does needs another clean, despite the fact I did clean it. Or the gearing inside of Gordon here is geared more towards the fast end, so he can't do a slow speed crawl. But let's give him a nice run round and see how well he does that. So So let's give him a nice bit of speed. And you're going to pop up over here. Hopefully, there we go. Yeah, it's a bit of slowage there. I think that is due to the track needing another clean. Oh well, he seems to be going round. Just about. But yeah, he does go round there. Now let's get him onto the other track carefully, because the way his wheels are built, it's very, very awkward. As you can see, they flop around quite a bit. Actually, while I'm here, let's see. He hasn't actually got traction tyres, so that should, well, hopefully that won't mean he's underpowered, but let's see how well he runs. So we've got the front half of Gordon on, and we'll get the tender on now. Would have also been nice if he had all-wheel pickup, but we'll do what we can. And doing this one-handed is very awkward as well. There we go. Right. Move him a little bit forward. Right. As I mentioned earlier, Gordon is 64 grams or thereabouts, and he weighs just under 3 of these Mark 1 coasters, so I'm going to say this rake is probably about 3 times his weight, if you take into account that no, how long the training is. But yeah, each of these is 25 grams, and so 3 of them is 75, and this is a 200 gram length train. So let's see him connect up to the coaches. So let's give him a nice big push. Try that again. There we go. Alright. And he can do 8 coaches on the flat, which is good because he is an express engine. And a bit of power. Now can he get up the very slow slope? And it seems that he can, which is good, because I didn't want another incident like James where I had to keep removing coaches. Yeah, that wasn't too bad really, was it? I think he had a very slight bit of slowdown, not entirely sure, but that could have been my track, but that seemed to work quite nicely. Very happy with that. Now then, on to what I don't like about this model, which is, first of all, he hasn't got all-wheel pickup. This tender, I see no reason why he couldn't have had all-wheel pickup on the tender. Using, considering how long the locomotive is, that would have been nice. It would have been nice on James as well, but apparently no. Would have liked the trailing and bogey wheels a bit more easy to put on, but I can't. No, that was just a minor annoyance. Traction tyres would have probably helped, but he did manage to do 200 grams of trains, and that would have been actually quite happy with that. So no issues with haulage power, but it would have been nicer if he had either more weight or maybe just a traction tyre just to give him that extra bit of oomph to keep going. But the main thing which I really would have wanted is probably just the extra pickups really, and maybe different gearing on his motor just so he can do slow speed, but oh well. Now then, how much does Gordon cost? If you get from Rails to Sheffield, it'll be £140, which is a lot. If you get him from Totally Thomas, he's only £135. Not much difference, but there is a difference if you want to save £5. But then there's also postage and stuff like that, so it's probably about even. But is he worth £130? That's a hard question. If you had the extra bits, which I would have liked, yeah, I would have given him £140. But as is, I would struggle to say he's worth £140. I'm still going to keep him, but it's a hard push. Still, he's a nice engine, nice to add enough character to my lineup, and I would like to really would like them to do Henry and Edward to complete the original engines. And also maybe Doug. But yes, either way, I am happy with him. Not as happy as I really wish I could have been, but he is a lovely engine. He looks the part. He is Gordon, and he can pull a long express train of coaches. So I am happy with what he can do. Just wished for the price he paid for him, he could do a bit more better. Honestly, battery dying as I'm trying to do my outro. I hate technology sometimes. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. If you do like the video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And if you like Gordon, well, do let me know down below what you think about him. And if you didn't like the video, well, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. But yeah, that's it for me. That's it for Gordon. That's it for everything. And I'm going to go lie down and have a rest. So take care, everyone. And I'll see you all again next time. Send Gordon off in his way as well. Going the wrong way down the track. Take care now.